Hola, buenos tardes, mis hermanos y hermanas. I hope you are well. I want to make this video because it's been a while since I checked in. I've been very busy with school and teaching. April is really busy. Then I taught a 3 credit class last week or this week, Monday through Thursday for 6 hours a day. So it's been a lot to get through. It seems like our season just got started and now it wrapped up. Our rec season was very successful. I was proud of the boys. I think that I had the goal of winning the league, honestly, because they've never the Campes have never been beaten in all the years that they've been in rec league. So that's something the boys should be very proud of. Um, I was really impressed with the first game that we played in the tournament. I know we just won 3-2 and it was very close, but looking back on it, they really dominated the first half of that game. I mean, we maybe could have had a couple of more goals. The goals that we did give up in that game was a penalty, and we also gave away a goal on a free kick where we didn't track back on defense and clear the ball, left our goalkeeper vulnerable. We've worked on that in practice since then. Hopefully that gets cleaned up. But this last game, we dominated again. It was 5-1 in the first half. Beautiful soccer. The last 15 minutes of the first half was very impressed. They played very well as a unit. When we play poorly, at least against the Campeones, there's something that happens. The formation that I try to play with them, and I hope this comes through, but is a 3-4-1 with three folks in the back, four in the midfield, one up front. This comes from me watching them last year when they played Campeones and were beaten. And I would say also in the tournaments they played in and didn't perform as well. What happens is they try to play the ball long, and our defensive midfielder holds back, and then we have the three forwards from the other team, and their midfield. They could have players back here defending if we're moving the ball this way, but if we're always trying to kick the ball long, this is easily covered. They could even pull up a defensive midfielder and cover this, and then we're outnumbered. And this is how we started to struggle in the second half. Is this huge gap here between the front line and the back line can't happen. And so there's some reasons for that. They want to play the ball long. I think we get a little bit nervous with the ball in our own half, and that's to be expected, particularly when we're winning. And we hadn't won the league, and so I'm really working on some drills, and I've really tried to work to clean this up as a coach. And that's the intentionality. That's what I'm trying to do with this formation, is to get the players a little bit more connected. So when you heard me yelling, you're spread out at the end of the game. No, that was because I saw that same thing emerge. We're more effective when we can sometimes play short, which a lot of times I'll put some of our players that are better with the ball in the back on purpose, because I want them to maybe make a man miss, pass the ball up, maybe have the midfielder hit the winger, if that's covered, to still be confident enough to drop that ball back to the back and then maybe play it long. So I got some strategy with the boys. We try to really try to make the practices like game-like situations where it's not just drills. Anyway, I wanted to let you know a little bit of strategy going into, and so my goal was to and playing Campeones before, they don't against our team, they don't play all their players, and so that meant some of our players had to sit longer on the bench, which I didn't like doing, but also I wanted to make a point to our boys that they can win, that they're good enough to win. So I have a different goal, and this is the main reason I'm producing this video tonight. Is I want the parents to know I have a little different goal for this tournament with the older boys. I'm less interested in. Of course, I want to win. You know, I'm competitive, but I also know that it's a lot to travel to a tournament. I know it's a lot to, if you're getting a hotel, it's a lot of money. It's not something that we do every day. And so I really want to make sure I get the boys playing time. And so if even if we're getting beat, we're I'm going to play the boys and make subs. That's not something I did with the Campeones anytime I played them, because again, I wanted to prove a point to our boys that they could beat that team, and I truly believe that they're a better team. Um, and when we play smart, we're a full notch above that team because we have better athletes, and all around we have better players. So that said, and I'm not taking any away. I mean, Campeones are a good team. They have really some 3 or 4 really good players. I just think all the way around our team is deeper, and that's why I'm saying that. So I don't want to disrespect anybody. You know, that's been a really good team for a long time. They even beat Matt Habibi's team last year in a tournament, and then I think it was the 5v5 tournament. So that's a good team. I don't take anything away from them, and yeah, I think that they have some very good players. Um, that said, I have a different goal for this tournament. I want to play. I want to make sure that people get to see the field. I've been a part of a tournament before where a parent completely stopped coming after because their child didn't play. I don't want that to happen. I want the boys to enjoy the time. This we're playing up an age bracket. I tried to when I signed up for this tournament. There were actually 3 divisions listed: a gold, a silver, and a bronze. I had actually requested bronze because we're a rec team and we only have two U12 players with Amir and Jansen on the team. They didn't have as many teams, and so there are only 6 in our division. And with only 6 teams, what I think is going to happen is there are going to be 2 very good teams, 2 mediocre teams, which I probably would put us there because of, we're not U12, and maybe a couple of teams that are not as good. So I don't know. I mean, it's going to really be just, for lack of a better term, a crapshoot. What the competition that we face. So I want it to be fun. Of course, I'm competitive. I want to win, but also parents know I'm going to try to get your kids on the field, which I didn't always do in a good way with the Campeones. So I just want you to know that. So if you're like there's a close game and I make a substitution and you don't agree with it, I'm sorry. I want to get the boys. I want to get the boys time. I want to see what they can do. I'll have a different video later about what we might want to do for fall because the rec league really wasn't as competitive as I hoped. I'd hoped the Red Spades and Knights would be a little bit more competitive with us. Um, and so I think that we need to consider different things than playing a rec league again in the fall. So and that's for maybe we can get together in person. Maybe that's not for this. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I didn't want to go too long, but I enjoy coaching the boys. Every one of them gives their heart and soul. Our practices have actually been a little bit not as focused the past 2 or 3 weeks. I tried to crack down a little bit this past week on just nonsense, and I will continue to be a little more strict with them. I still want to keep it fun, but we can't just have people running wild. So you know, again, I feel like as a coach, I try to balance, okay, where I'm strict and also giving them freedom to be kids. So anyway, if you have any questions, please reach out. I'm always available by phone. My phone number is 580-402-0478. You can also, get me, direct message me on our app. But I hope to see you tomorrow early. I'll get checked in before 10. If you don't have that player medical release sign, paper sign, please get that to me so I can have it for the tournament officials. But I'll see you soon.